Mike, you're here, so let's do you before we open up the meeting on
He's
public.
been here since
I'm not sure I like how you said we're gonna do. I'm gonna keep it really short. Like 3-word answers. I think I'm just here for the fuel, and we obviously just didn't budget enough. The state was having us, cut our budget down, and so we were trying to keep all of the different line items down low, and it's easy just to come back in here, just like we did this time. Money's running out, so we're just asking for a simple additional to finish out the end of the year.
Yeah, I got it. Just gotta find
Where we just come out.
it.
No, the school, state, how soon do they keep you paid back?
I'd have to ask Jen about that. We changed all that a couple years ago, and I'm not exactly sure how that works, if they're actually paying into an area back into the auditor's office or paying us. At one time, everybody had to pay us back, and that was terrible. And I think we got that changed when Linda was actually here,
I think we did too.
to where everybody's actually paying back into an account, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
We're reimbursed by passages, by the schools, council on aging, all the money except ours
Sheriff Department probably,
is paid back in. At the county, we don't pay it back in. The county offices don't, but they pay the additional 5
yeah, user
cents
fee.
user fee, whatever, we
Yeah.
figured it out.
That was gonna be my question, who uses other passages and council on aging in schools? Does the shrine fill there?
Yeah.
Yes. And we get reimbursed for that.
And then anybody else?
Solid waste,
Who?
solid waste,
Oh, solid waste.
EMS?
EMS,
Prosecutor's office.
anyone who,
State Police did at one time, but they got pulled back out.
You say EMS is in there too?
Yeah.
property reimburses us.
Sheriff's Department?
There's a bunch. It doesn't take long once the schools come back in to, we have to order fuel.
Yeah.
They keep
Sure,
them paid
yeah.
pretty quick, all of them?
Yes, we bill, Karen sends a bill out monthly and it's reimbursed within that month.
Thank you. That's kind of what I was wanting to
Yes.
know.
We get reimbursed quickly.
You got any money, Jim?
I suggested rainy day.
35 at rainy day.
There's 935,000. Even with what we have to pay insurance wise, we'll be okay at the end of the year. And then we'll take the 10% off of county general.
I just hate to be tapping into the rainy day all the time.
Don't know where else you're gonna take it from.
Loses its whole purpose.
So if this is for fuel,
That's what he's saying.
okay, so are they paying, they're using it and then they're paying it, is this basically, this will be reimbursed, a lot of this
No.
reimbursed?
Not the county's use.
Not the county's.
And this, you think this is county's use, this,
Is it Mike?
Look at him, he's the one driving the highway trucks.
I would, but he's looking at you, so I'm hoping it goes,
How much of that you think we'll get back? Don or Mike, you got any ideas?
I'm sorry,
And the
you
usage
guys have
of,
really got me confused. I'm not sure what Paul is asking.
and the usage of a month.
Paul,
say-
the departments have to pay their own bills. The only thing
Yeah, we
Michael's here
understand
for today is for county highway, not buying fuel for the school or anything else.
okay.
So
Things are going so well for me, I was just gonna be quiet.
I'm sorry.
I was like,
Oh, we're here.
So
he
Kim,
wants
what was
this
your
much
question
more
now?
money.
Well,
Just additional.
you said, because I thought everybody was using out of this 60,000, but you said it's just for the highway.
Right,
Everybody else pays.
about 2 or 3 years ago, just like Michael said, the State Board of Accounts came to us and said, you really can't do it the way you're doing it. You were having Michael pay for everybody's fuel
Yeah.
and then eventually get paid back. And they didn't like the reimbursement part. They said, no, every organization that uses fuel has got to just pay for their own fuel. And if I'm not mistaken, I think they even had to pay ahead, which is against the State Board of Accounts rules, but I think they had to all put money into the pot so that that first tank of fuel could be bought.
Yeah, to start off, they did,
It was,
yes.
yeah, that's what I thought, which is pretty weird, but that's what the State Board of Accounts wanted. So when Michael comes to you today, he's really only talking about Whitley County Highway Department, right?
Yes, boy, you sure ruined it for me.
How did you get off that much?
Yeah.
Pardon?
How'd you get off that much from last year?
Get off that much.
Dollars?
Come up short.
How come you're short?
Well,
that much?
again, it's just that we under budgeted because the state was asking us to cut everything down. We had to cut a lot of money out of our budget,
You
so.
put it back in for this year, though. You got your fuel budget up? And you're-
You're going 125. I'm
Well,
looking
you
at your budget, proposed budget, and it's 125 fuel.
So
And
you
it was-
planned on
what was
doing
it
this
last
all
year?
the time, all along, huh?
Pardon me?
You planned on doing this all along when you cut your budget last year.
Man, it sounds like I'm getting in trouble here. I told you I was gonna give you short answers. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, we knew right from the start, we were gonna have to come back in here for an additional for fuel, that we wouldn't have enough. I mean, a lot of that depends on cost too.
That's really true. We talked about it. We said it'll never make it through the year.
Yeah.
And the increasing fuel prices didn't help anything.
Yeah, but I don't have any problem coming back here and asking for an additional. I
No,
mean,
it
that's
don't
not
bother
a-
you at all.
Don, is
No, I
that fuel
just-
separated down
Come
there?
in and see you.
Is the highway fuel versus the school bus fuel, is that separated?
Metered separately. When you pull up to the pump, if I pull up to the pump in an ambulance, I had to put a code in. My number started with 5. I don't know if things have changed or not. My code was 5 plus my medic number. So the computer said, oh, that's a 5, so that's EMS. And so that's, so no, it's all one big tank, but it's, as it goes out of the meters, it's metered differently. Karen has a complete breakdown every month of who used what, right down to the vehicle, really. May not be true anymore.
Kim, I want you to know, I would not have let this, at the very end, I would not have let this go to rainy day. I would have fessed up and said it really comes out of the highway. Oh, you believe that?
Okay, so I'm looking at the budget, and there was an original appropriation of 150,000, and then 25,000 taken from that, which is probably what you're talking about when we reduced it down to 125. And then here in, as of 5/31/2012, you had 33,446.52 left.
You got it burned up.
I doubt you got any funds you could transfer out of.
No, probably not after cutting out, what did we cut out?
I'm looking at it.
Cut out $500,000 or more this year?
Well, I say to that question, because I don't know what you have left to do this year, in the same line items, the 2000 series or whatever, if you look at it, I hate to say the word bituminous,
I know, I see.
because I know what that's used for now, and we did make almost a $2,000 cut in it, but it has 141,000. Do we have any more bills to pay out of that line item?
We not only have more bills, we have,
More
yeah,
roads, that's
yeah,
what I'm
more
asking.
stuff coming up, yeah.
So, it's, the,
So what's your estimate on your usage of bituminous and cost for the remainder of the year?
I'd have to look and see, we don't even have all of our bills in yet. We were still working last week on
roads.
roads. We did 8 miles just last week. Of course, all the oil for those bills, hasn't even left the offices yet, to be sent to us, so.
Okay, where do you suggest we come up with this 60 grand?
Well, I just take it out as an additional. I mean, we have the,
Additional, oh boy.
just out of the general fund, the highway general fund.
I vote we run, you get what you need to, put it to that account, let it run in the red, and closer to the end of the year, we can transfer out of an account to make it correct. That's my opinion.
Well, and then you may be able to,
Justify what was
Other
actually
places,
used.
too.
Right, transfer
Yeah,
it from
but then
different,
we'll be coming back in asking for money as we run those accounts out.
Well, that's fine. We'd like to see you.
That's why I'm here. Okay, good to see you.
Can you run that account in the red?
Yeah.
Okay.
because
Enough
overall, in the 2000s, he has 269,810.44 to spend until the end of the year. just because he's gonna run the gas into the red, doesn't mean at the end of the year, we won't be able to transfer some other line item to cover that expense.
Okay, so if it's not a problem, why are you even here?
I wanted to see what he wore this morning. I had to be here for an earlier meeting.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm not the only one in the barrel.
It's you guys' call, you can give it to him now and then.
Yeah, I mean, there's two ways to do it. I mean,
Right.
obviously, that's one. It's just that if, let's say we took it out of bituminous and we run bituminous into the red, we're just gonna be coming back in doing the same thing for bituminous later on, so it's
Right.
one way
I'll do
or,
it later.
it's one way or the other.
Don't
But maybe
laugh.
the better
You guys
way
gave him
is-
Okay,
45,000
we're gonna
in
have to do
February, we
it.
didn't
Now,
know
you
why.
just tell us what account to get it out of, because you can't run out of fuel.
Well, no, he can spend the money, he has money in there, it's just not for that appropriation in that series. He's
Yeah,
not
but
gonna
he's got
run
more
out of
work to
money.
do. He's got more roads to do too.
Right.
I'd say go ahead and just spend your money.
Just transfer it and
Come back.
work it and come back in as we
Karen hates
run
that.
something down.
Karen hates it.
Well, she'll be fine with
I tell you
She'll hate
drivers
it.
to short shift to try to save some gas.
it. Okay, we'll start sending them out in threes.
You know, in NASCAR, they'll shut the engines off
Yeah.
a little while ago.
Oh, I don't wanna start our guys doing
You might
that.
wanna see if you can get one of those buttons, 'cause that's how they save miles.
Okay. All right. Good, thank you.
Thank you.